All right. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery in with our 15 minutes to mastery. And oh my gosh, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Man, I told you yesterday we're going to be bringing this back. I can't guarantee what time it's going to be at right now, but we're going to be coming in and doing this thing. It may not be 7 days a week yet, but we will be getting it out at least during the week. But wanted to come in and get with you guys on this Sunday and talk a little bit about 2026. What's going to be different in 2026? How was your 2025? What did you get done, right? Or maybe what needed to get improved. But listen, I want to share with you guys something. We've got to keep moving because as the quote says, if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So we want to keep moving forward and doing the right thing and operating, moving towards the goal. And that's what we want to talk about this morning. What is the goal? What are you trying to get accomplished? What is it that's going to help you get to that next level, right? I've seen a whole bunch of people. I've had it happen to myself where you've got all these plans in place. You're going to do all of these things, but yet it it just doesn't play out the way you thought it was going to. And I'm here to tell you, first of all, it never does. There's always going to be something that needs to be improved. There's always going to be something that needs to get changed. So we want to make sure that we understand that. But because of that, you've got to have the right plan in place. You've got to have a plan that's going to realign you when you get off track. You've got to have a plan in place that's going to help you keep moving forward when you have those setbacks because there'll be setbacks as well, whether it's in your business or in your health or relationships, whatever it may be. There's always going to be that. So, what can we do? Listen, I want to let you know right now at the end, we're going to give you something that's really going to help you execute differently in 2026. So, stick around as we get into this. But, man, as we go through in these things, I want to find out what is it that went well. And if that's where you got to start first of all. What went right in 2025 for me? I'm, I would highly encourage all of you to get out a notebook of some sort. This is something you want to write out. I know I'm big on typing things and putting them into, into the computer and storing them somewhere. But this is the one thing that I would encourage you to actually write, and then you're going to transpose it, right? Or you can scan it and email it and save it. But because as you're writing, it just gets you feel it even more. It gets in your subconscious and it becomes part of you, right? So we're going to start first of all with what went right. What did you execute on in 2025 or what worked in your favor in 2025? And you want to figure out, okay, if these things went well, why? What was it that made them work? And again, it doesn't just have to be about business. It could be anything in your life. What went well? Who played a part in that? Right? And then what role did you play in it? What part of that success did you have to do with? And also, we can't forget who else played a part in that success? Who else helped us accomplish whatever it is that we accomplished? Because that's what you want to keep in mind. Like, you have to understand that we don't do it all on our own. We work together. We build relationships. We build networking opportunities. You. That's how you continue to grow and continue to scale because as you start working with other people, there's certain assets that other people will bring and help you to accomplish the things that you're after, and vice versa. You're going to be of benefit to them, right? So you got to look at that, and then from there, obviously, we want to look at what could have been better, right? What could we have executed on that would have been better, that would have led to a better outcome? Not a complete failure, but just what could have been better, right? What was missing? Or maybe what steps did you skip? It's kind of like in a sale, right? When you're sitting with a buyer and you've got a buyer in front of you and it didn't pan out, but you know that that buyer could have bought. They had the income, they had the budget, the credit was on point. things were lined up, but you didn't get that deal. Typically, it comes down to skipping some steps. It really boils down to your level of intentionality with it as well, right? So you've got to keep those things in mind as you move forward into this. But what could have been better? What could have been adjusted to make it better? And then lastly, you want to get into a list of what just did not work. What did you have planned? What was your goal that just did not work at all? You gotta admit it and say, "Man, this thing failed. I failed right here," right? And the same thing. What did you not do? What role did you play in this? And what could have helped? See, when we make those lists and when we're looking through these things and you see what worked, you see what could have been better, and you see what just completely outright failed, you get a better grasp of where you're at heading into the new year. And you should audit this as you're going along every year, right? At the end of the month, do a brief one. Every quarter, a little deeper dive, right? 6 months into the year, spend some real time on this. But what worked, what didn't work, or what could have been better, and what just did not work? Where did I fail on this, right? What did I do well in it, or what role did I play in it, and what helped, or who helped to get to that point? And so you're looking at these things, and now you can plan out your 2026. Okay, this is what could have been better, or this is where my income should have been, or this is where I want my income. Maybe you hit all the goals. Maybe now you want to take that next level. This is where I want my income to be. And at that point, now it's the same thing, right? What is it going to take to hit that? As far as who do I need? Whose help am I going to need? What resources am I going to need? Where do I need to improve in order to be able to do it? And then what do I bring to the table to make that happen? For all of you guys out there that are in sales, right? If we're talking income levels, right? You want to at that point, okay, resources, obviously, how many homes is it going to take to be able to hit that number? That's the obvious thing, right? But then on top of that, it's going to be what am I lacking right now? Where am I struggling at in my sales process? Or maybe it's in my marketing, or maybe it's in the way I handle calls. What is lacking there? And you got to be real with yourself. You got to be honest. Do an honest evaluation of this, because we all have things that we can improve. I can admit that myself, right? So you've got to look at those things. And then you've got part of your plan, part of your goal has to be, what am I going to do to address that in this coming year? And you want to address that as quickly as possible, obviously, right? Because what happens with most of us get into the new year, things start to fall off track, and we just give up on the goals, and we just start showing up every day and just doing the thing, but not really focused in on the goal because you left that goal behind you, right? You just forgot about it, and you decided, I'm just going to work. And you get back in that mindset. I just want to work. I want to pay my bills. I want to make sure I got a little bit of money so I could go out on the weekends and I can go and maybe take a trip. And you just give up on the goals. Why? Because you didn't truly plan this out and realize, what am I going to need to do that? What are the resources that I need, and how do I need to improve? Because when it comes to scaling income, here's the most important thing that I've learned over the last few years. When it comes to scaling income, when it comes to scaling success, as the saying goes, what got you here won't get you there. In other words, if you, for the first time ever in your life, hit six figures, you're at 100, 125, 150. Well, you have to have improved in some sort of fashion, whether it's in the way you speak, whether it's in your knowledge of the product, whether it's in your knowledge of finance, whatever it may be. You have to have improved to get to the level where you actually are a person who is worth $150,000. But the same thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're deciding that I'm going to go from 100 to 150 or 100 to 200, you have to become a $200,000 a year person. And that takes growing, that takes improving skills, that takes improving knowledge, that takes improvement to do that. So you've got to figure out, what do I need to do in order to be able to do, where do I need to get better? If some, I know some of you guys are on here watching, man, what are some of the things that you need to get better at? What would you say, like, man, this is the thing. If I could just get better here. Is it marketing? Is it the way that you take your calls, or what you say to people? Do you feel like you lose people on the phone call? Do you feel that it's when they're in front of you, maybe, and they start asking you the deeper questions, or you try to ask those deeper questions, and maybe they're not fully engaged with you? Or where is it in this whole thing that you could get better at? I'd love to, if you would share in the comments, if you're bold enough to put it out there, right? Because what you are struggling with, somebody else may be with as well. They may be struggling with that. I mean, we can take some time right now and address that real quick. Give you a little tip, give you a little something that would help you with that. So, what is something that you would like to improve on in 2026? Because we have to be conscious of that, so that we can make sure that we're making steps in that direction. Okay. So be honest with yourself on what that is. Is it time management? Is it your product knowledge? Is it your finance knowledge? Are you rushing through the presentation when you've got a buyer in front of you? Are they walking in the door and you're just asking them what they're looking for, and you're right back out the door showing them houses? What is that thing? Because you know what it is. All of you know what it is. Now, the difference between somebody who executes at a higher level and you is that person who executes on a higher level actually addresses it, puts in the work to get better at it. Does me no good to know that I need to be better on the phones, and then I don't even practice that. I don't try and get better at it. I don't research anything on it. I don't actually role play to get better and more comfortable and answer those questions on the fly so that I can be influential. So what is it that you feel you need to get better at? You've got to address that, right? And then the other thing that comes along with it is, who else is going to play a role in your success? And this could be either somebody that works there at your office. Let's say we're talking about business goals, right? Your sales goals and your income. So this could be somebody that you've got there at the office who you bounce ideas off of, that you guys work together, that is an accountability partner to you, that is somebody that you can train with, that somebody that's got more knowledge that you can get that knowledge from. Okay. Or maybe it's somebody on the outside. Maybe it's forming a better working relationship with your manufacturer's rep to get more knowledge. Maybe it's forming better communication with your lenders and your loan originators, and find out more of the nuances on the finance. Why am my deals always getting turned down at this bank? Well, have you ever decided to call the bank and find out what it is that needs to be different so that that deal does not fall apart? See, this is that intentionality behind it. There's so many of you out there that we talk to all of the time, that I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to get better at this, but then you never put in the steps to actually get the information, learn it, and then apply it. Action, the lack of action, is usually what keeps a person back. Over 90% of the time, that's what it is the lack of intentionality in getting better. It's the lack of intentionality in putting in the steps that you learned. You want to get better on the phones, but then you stay doing it the way you've always been doing it. So I go back to what I use as a quote for myself. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So keep that in mind as you move forward into 2026. What is going to be different? Because if you keep approaching the business, your life, and everything in it the same way, you're going to get the same result. It's plain and simple. You don't need a physicist. You don't need a genius like Albert Einstein to tell you, right? The definition of insanity. You know what it is. Doing the same thing and then expecting this year to be different. Ladies and gentlemen, the industry has changed. The business has changed. The way people out there are buying homes has changed. If you're still approaching it the same way, that's why you're struggling, because you've got to keep this in mind. Some of you will try and convince yourself to say it's just harder. People aren't buying. That's bull crap. You know why? Because the numbers actually show a 2% increase year over year this year over last year. We've actually sold more manufactured homes this year by 2% almost than last year nationwide. So people are buying at a higher number. They're out there. Even with the pricing and the rates, they are buying. They're just not buying from you. Well, they don't answer my calls. They're not getting back on my text. They're not, I call them, I text them. Are you trying something different? Or are you simply sending the same message? I'm here if you need some help. Just following up. That doesn't move the needle with anybody today. People are more educated. They're more prepared. A lot of buyers out there know more than what you do. All right. Hopefully that's not you. When I say you, I mean generally, but a general statement. But there's buyers out there that know more information about houses and financing and all of these than some of the sales consultants out there that are helping them. All simply because you're not taking your career seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in a career where you can stand to make 100, 200, $300,000 as a sales consultant, why would you not apply yourself to learn every single bit of it? Why would you not master your craft? But again, that goes back to what is going to be different this year. All right. And I know you guys are, I see you guys that are out there. And here we go. Here we go. You got to be able, Dana Asian White. Okay, I got it. I got it. Are you saying that I am the Asian cousin of Dana White? I don't know. All right. But I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. I don't know. Guys, we've got to make sure that we are operating on all cylinders. Okay. We've got to make sure that we're operating on all cylinders. Am I Asian? Well, funny you ask. I'm actually part Japanese. Yes. So, guys, 2026. Look, if you want a little bit of help, if you want a little bit of help on this, okay, let me tell you this. I first thought, wait, ain't no way, Dana White on YouTube Live. Whoever this is right here, I mean, thank you, I guess. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Look, I want to share something with you guys. Check this out. Okay. So we put on our 2026 Path to Mastery workshop last week on Friday. Okay. Where we worked with folks. It was a Zoom call we had. You were and it was a goal setting, goal planning, but we broke down 2025. Those questions I asked you earlier, what went well, what didn't work well, what were you lacking, all of those things, right? All of that stuff we went over. It's a 2.5 hour webinar that we did, and we have the recording here for you guys, and we've got the workbook as well. We created this workbook, fantastic workbook that you can go through yourself, follow along on the call. It's only 20 bucks, guys. Invest in yourself, get that for you, and plan out your 2026. Put a real plan together for yourself that is going to help you take your business. And this isn't just for business. We go into life as well, man. Take your business, your life, everything to a whole new level. Go on the website. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'll put it's just manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com/2026 goals. Check it out. It's scrolling down at the bottom. Go to our website. And I'll put the link in the chat for you as well for this. But I encourage you, look, $20, man. That's it. It's not making me a gazillionaire by any means, right? This is just you taking a little bit of your time to invest in yourself, show yourself that you're worth it, right? Because when we invest a little bit, then hopefully that'll encourage you, like, hey man, I spent some money on it. I'm gonna go ahead and actually do it. Because if you got it for free, most of the time we don't do it, right? When we get something for free, we don't go out there and actually carry it out. So then what good is it to you? but I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you guys so that you guys can have access to it. You can click on there directly. There it is. It's in the comments. Go and take control. I'm not trying to keep my picture up on there, man. Go and take control of your career. Take control. Make 2026 a great year. Right? Thank you, Jesse, man. It's always great advice to take your business to the next level. We're out here to help. That's all it is. We're just here to help, and we want to provide you tools. Oh, by the way, for you guys, I forgot to mention this. In that workshop, at the end of the workshop, there's something very, very special on there for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you get it, work through it. Okay. Work through it, and you're going to get something very, very special for you for 2026. And that way you can continue to grow. That's what we're out here to do. We're here to level up the industry, level up those of you that are kicking butt and doing great. We want to take you to a whole new level. Those of you that are out there struggling or maybe just getting into it, we want to help you become great at this. Because the more of you out there doing this at a high level, the better the industry gets, the more families we help, because you, my friends, you are truly the housing crisis solution. It's not the site build builder anymore. It's not even the entry KBs and Lennars and David Week. No, they are not the solution anymore. Not with their build to rent models, not with their entry. It's still too expensive. You are the difference. You, excuse me, need to be out there advocating for the industry, for yourself, for the product, so that people become more aware. They open their eyes to what manufactured homes really are. And then they start demanding from their local government officials. They start to work for you. They start going to their city council. They start going to these meetings and saying, we want manufactured homes in the city, not outside, in the city. Plenty of cities around the country are starting to allow manufactured homes within the city limits because they know the quality of construction. They know the affordability. But it takes you advocating, not just selling, not just advertising houses, not pitching homes, educating people, advocating for the industry. Put it out there on your social. People know you. They see you. They watch you. And the more they hear from you, the more they will start talking. And man, I'm not saying it's going to happen next year. I'm not saying that in the next 5 years, we're going to be where a manufactured home can be everywhere. But if all of us start to do it, if all of us start to advocate and educate, what's going to happen is 5 years from now, it's going to look completely different. 10 years from now, it's going to be just way different. You're going to be putting so many more houses within the city limits. There's going to be less restrictions, and it's continued to grow. And that's because of you. Not me. Not me at all. You guys. So I encourage you to go out there and do this. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much for asking. Guys, take some time. Go on the website. Get yourself a copy of the replay and take control of your 2026. And if there's anything that we can do to help take your life, your business, and your career to a whole new level, you know where to find us. MH Sales Mastery. Man, we are here for you. We're here to revolutionize the industry through you. We are here to advocate for you. You advocate for the industry. We advocate for you. Have a great Sunday. Go out and do some fantastic things. Plan out your week. It's a short week. Don't see the other thing real quick. Don't let your foot off the gas. Okay. It's a short week. You got Christmas coming up. People are still out there needing homes. Just yesterday, sales team that I work with, they were kind of taking it easy, man. I had to put the hammer down a little bit, right? On Thursday, and they ended up with 4 new deals on Saturday, just out of the blue. But you just got to focus in on it. Buyers are out there, so don't let your foot off the gas. I don't care if it's Monday, Tuesday. Go in half the day on Wednesday, and you'll get people as long as you're intentional. because they need you. All right. So have a great week coming up. Go get your copy of the replay and let's work together so that we can go out and do great things. Have a great Sunday. We'll talk later, guys. Be back in here tomorrow with another 15 minutes of mastery to help take your life, your business, and your career to a whole new level. Can't wait to meet you.